And I want to start by introducing a few of our special guests. We have with us today Honorable Mayor Ed Lee. Honorable Supervisor Jane Kim. Honorable Supervisor Scott Wiener. And Honorable Chinese Deputy Consulate General Ren. I also want to thank the Tenderloin Community School who will be participating in our ribbon cutting today. And I want to thank each of you. Each of you is a very important member of the Dolby community, and it really means a lot to us that you're here to share this special occasion with us. And I have to give a shout out to our employees around the world. This is being simulcast to them, so hello everybody. And a big thank you to everybody who came together, both within Dolby and our partners outside of Dolby who came together to make all of this a reality. Thank you so much. Well, this is a really special day for us, and you may know that it coincides with our 50th year as a company. This is Dolby's 50-year anniversary. And it all started in 1965. Ray and Dagmar were on their way back from India, traveling cross-country in their VW bus when they mailed in Ray's first patent to London. The company was founded in 1965. It was in 1976 that they moved the company back to San Francisco to a small office. We were a small company on Sansom Street in downtown San Francisco and became a part of this San Francisco community and have been ever since. We grew over the years, and in fact, over time, we began to spread out in San Francisco. Most recently, we were in 3 different buildings in San Francisco, a building in Brisbane. We'd grown to over 700 employees, and we knew it was time to find a new home, a home to support our growth, to bring everybody back together, and we knew that we wanted to continue to be an important of this, a member of this vibrant community that is San Francisco. And so we're so pleased to have found this new home. And we knew that right away it was an opportunity, right? It's a unique opportunity to establish a space that really embodies who we are as a company and what we do, and to enable our employees to do their best work and really be a part of this community. And so we start with Dolby's purpose as a company, the reason that Dolby continues to thrive for 50 years. We advance the science of sight and sound to create and enable spectacular experiences. And we wanted that to resonate throughout the building. And one of the ways that we've done that, and it's really special, and I'm really thrilled the way it's come together, is we worked with a number of artists around the world, 21 artists around the world. About a third of them are from here in the Bay Area. And we shared with them what we do, and we shared with them how we see the world and how we see our purpose. And we asked them to come up with art installations. There are 36 throughout this building that represent their interpretation of who Dolby is and where Dolby's been and where Dolby is going. And I couldn't be more thrilled with the result. Some of them took the interpretation quite literally and have done quotes. Some of them have created exhibits that make you think about how sound and sight come into play in your daily lives. Many of them are interactive, and so they change as you interact with them. It starts the moment you walk in this building. Hopefully you all had a chance to notice the video wall. So we have a complete audio-visual installation, art installation. It was created by a local artist. It's ever-changing, and the full Dolby Atmos system that goes along with it is also ever-changing. And that will continue to evolve over time. It's something that the community sees, hopefully, as a little bit of a tip of the iceberg as to what's going on between these walls. And I'm really excited that one of the next installations, the team has partnered with a local high school and a group of high school students as an extension of their art program is going to be learning to program that wall. And that will be one of the upcoming installations here in our new home. And so we really have created an intersection of art, science, and community. And we're really, really excited about that. Now, of course, it starts with science. It starts with engineering for us. It always has. And so this building is also a working laboratory. We're Dolby Laboratories, and we've created a working lab. There are almost 65,000 square feet of lab spaces in this building, 100 labs. It starts with the science of sight and sound. And so a good place to start, we've started many of our tours, is in the biophysical lab. This is where we study how the brain processes and reacts to sight and sound experiences. And this is how we discovered not long ago that when people are experiencing one of our newest visual technologies, Dolby Vision, which will be coming to the world through Vizio in a few months' time, we learned that they had a physical response to images of fire when Dolby Vision was being taken advantage of. A phenomenon that didn't exist when it wasn't being taken advantage of. The cheeks got flushed. There was a visceral response. It reminded me of the first time that I experienced Dolby Atmos, our immersive audio system. The team was toggling between Dolby Atmos and Dolby 5.1 surround sound, and it was just rain. It was simply rain. I'd heard it a million times. It sounded like rain, but when it went to Dolby Atmos, I had a visceral response. I felt like I was about to get wet. I was looking for my umbrella. And that's why we start with the science of sight and sound. And from there, we have labs to emulate any type of entertainment or communications experience you might have. We have labs where we can emulate the film environment, the broadcast environment, online, mobile. And these labs are interspersed throughout the building. Right? And I think it's really, really important. That's part of what makes it a working lab, is that we didn't choose one floor or two floors, make those the labs with, key cards and fingerprints and retina scans. These are throughout the building where people are working. So on virtually every floor, you will find labs where people are doing their daily work and interacting with one another. One of our big labs we just broke ground on. And that's going to be a full Dolby Cinema right next to where I'm standing here. It's going to be, it's the most immersive way to experience a movie. It's going to be both a working lab. It's going to be a place where the creative community can come and work on their projects. And we're really looking forward to finding opportunities to have community events and host community events in the Dolby Cinema. So we're really looking forward to that. Now, this is, of course, also a home. It's a home for 750 employees in San Francisco. It's a headquarters for over 1,800 employees around the globe. And one of the things we set out to do, and this was a big change for Dolby, was to create more open space, more common areas. We call them interaction hubs. It was a big change. It was a big investment. And I can't tell you how heartening it is to see those come to life and see them used the way they were intended. I have chosen not to have an office. I don't even have a cube. I'm working throughout the building. So I might pick 2 or 3 days at a time to base myself on a floor, or on other days I'm just moving up and down the building. And so I've had the opportunity to see this really come to life. And the reason that's important is because what we do relies on both structured and unstructured interactions. And I've heard from so many employees, and I've observed myself, those unstructured interactions, where people are spending time with somebody they may not have spent time with, where ideas are shared, and where those little sparks of innovation occur. And so it's really wonderful to see just how it's come together. So, now, when we moved to this building, we, of course, are not at all new to San Francisco. We've been a member of the San Francisco community for nearly 40 years and really excited to move to this revitalizing mid-market neighborhood. And we wanted, even though we weren't new to San Francisco, we wanted to learn about our new neighborhood. And we started that actually well before we moved in. The team put in a lot of effort to go out and familiarize themselves and introduce themselves to local businesses. So when employees moved in, part of their orientation was an invitation to go visit some of the local businesses, some of the restaurants. They met some of the local proprietors, and that was part of the familiarizing ourselves with the neighborhood, learning about it, helping people to understand us and what we're about. We also reached out to a number of community organizations in the neighborhood. Last year, the company volunteered collectively over 2,000 hours of service to local organizations. On Monday morning, when we kicked off our grand opening week festivities, the way the employees kicked off the celebration is we had over 400 employees go out into the community, 19 different projects, most of them a short walk from here, and volunteered over 1,200 hours of service on Monday of this week alone. Many of our community partners are with us today. The Women's Audio Mission is here. The Bay Area Women's and Children's Center is here. St. Anthony's is here. I see many more of you, and I'm really pleased to have you here. And we look forward to continuing to grow these partnerships over the coming months and years. Financial assistance is very much a part of our program and a very important part of the program, but it was also really important to us that we look for opportunities to form deeper partnerships than that. Our employees are really enjoying the opportunity to get out in the community and share their time and their expertise. Sometimes it means doing gardening and cleaning and all those things that needs to be done. We've also found a lot of opportunities to share expertise. It could be the legal team going out and providing legal services. It can be sound engineers going out and helping with a film or broadcast program. And it's just been a fantastic way to learn about our new home and our new neighborhood. I want to close my remarks with a quote. It's a quote from Ray Dolby, our founder. Ray continues to be an inspiration to all of our employees around the world at Dolby. Ray will always be an inspiration to those of us at Dolby. I had an opportunity to see one of our early employees who joined very early on in the company's history a couple days ago. And so he worked very closely with Ray over the years, and he spent some time here in the building. And at the end of his tour, he told me, Kevin, if Ray were here, he would just be beaming. He would love this new space. And that just meant the world to me. And so I want to close with a quote from Ray. To be an inventor, you have to be willing to live with a sense of uncertainty, to work in this darkness and grope towards an answer, to put up with anxiety about whether there is an answer. I love that quote, because that quote, of course, applies to innovation and what we do as a company. I think it equally applies to life in general. I think it applies to Dolby, and I think it applies to the city of San Francisco. That willingness to work through the uncertainty is what allows us as a company to evolve and to thrive, and to have done that for 50 years, and to be opening this new home at a time when we have a pipeline of new experiences coming to the world that's as large or larger than any time in our history. Under Mayor Ed Lee's leadership, the city continues to evolve. The city continues to thrive. And under Mayor Ed Lee's leadership, this mid-market community that we're now a part of, it's really exciting to watch the revitalization of this neighborhood. We literally have the opportunity to watch this neighborhood transform right before our eyes every day. And so it's my great pleasure to introduce Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, wonderful. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Kevin, for that wonderful explanation. Ladies and gentlemen, as I was listening to Kevin, I really have to tell you what the images are going on in my mind. Christmas has arrived early in San Francisco. And kids, you know what Christmas is. Yeah, there's a gift right here that for a few moments you saw Kevin describing some unwrapping of that gift. And I know that Supervisor Kim and Supervisor Wiener joined me in unraveling what I believe is the gift to all of San Francisco is the revitalization of mid-market. That's a gift. But this one today begins by my acknowledgement, both personally, professionally, as a person who came to San Francisco and wanted to be part of the civil rights movement and all the things that we believe in terms of social values. I know Jane and Scott, the same thing. But to say thank you to the Dolby family, Dagmar, to you, and I want to personally acknowledge Ray, because I know the company has not only been here for 40 years, but been innovating for 40 years. And so the entire Dagmar family, thank you for this gift. With Kevin and with the entire collaboration of employees that are effectuating on a day-to-day basis the things that Supervisor Kim and I and the board, and then Supervisor and Board President David Chu, when we came together to talk about what Market Street meant to us. And when I had my election office a few blocks down, and I saw everything, I smelled everything, I heard everything, that I made myself a promise, and then I relayed that promise to the supervisors, I relayed that promise to good friends like Randy Shaw and others working in the Tenderloin and some of the people that have been here. And I said, if I have a chance, I'm really going to do something, but I can't do it alone, and government can't do it alone. So what we did, Kevin, was we invited artists, just like you have. And I want to say a welcome to all of the local, the regional, and the international artists that are in the room today, because this is the home of Dolby Art. And I've already learned that term. And you've been incredible. I saw some of the images already of some of the incredible art that has been and will continue to be created by local and Bay Area artists from all over the region to be shown and to be embraced here in this room and to be interacted with our students. I am waiting for the tour of the labs that will be your inventions, that when you have the incredible talent that you have blended with the science and the art that is here, I'm excited to see where that's going to be created, because I will definitely experience it in theaters and in venues like our museums and our jazz center, the opera and the symphony and the ballet. We're going to experience it because when Dolby started and when they were unveiled, I remember that name when it was attached to one of the first incredible cinema experiences all of us had, Star Wars with George Lucas, right? Remember that? Remember the incredible sound experience we had of that? I'm harking back those days for our kids, because for all of you, when we as a city blend art, science, and community, that's what living in San Francisco perhaps is about for pretty much the majority of people that came here, is we wanted that blend. And so when we started looking at Market Street, we invited, first and foremost, a lot of art folks to come, because art people are not afraid of anything. They said, oh yeah, they'll look at space and they'll reinvent it. And they'll invite people with new experiences. And we invited Gray Area Arts Foundation and a number of art organizations that took over some of the empty storefronts first and just tried stuff visually. And they led the effort, and they gave us an incredible foundation, which we invited then more entrepreneurs to come here. And today, there's over 18 companies that are here. A number of them, of course, took advantage of our payroll tax exemption for that, for our 5 blocks here. But Dolby and another company are the 2 companies that did not. And they kind of said they have such faith in not only this area, but what they want to contribute, that the tax break was not the attraction. It was about what they're about. It's about what the gift that they're about to unwrap for all of us. And I am as excited as these kids. I'm looking at this building as a gift to me and to the people that wanted this avenue, the greatest street in our whole city, to be a gift to the rest of the city that blends art, science, and community. And guess what? Embodied in this company that's here is all these attributes. Not only the art that's done here, the way it's presented, the invitation by this incredible moving piece of art that is on the walls that kids will be able to actually help create. That's an incredible contribution. The employees, your hours, 2,000, and I suspect there's thousands in the future because everybody, I think, will want to have a connection with what Dolby is. Dolby isn't earphones, it isn't just sound, it's probably about presenting a different experience than having that blend with life. Science is at the heart of what you do, and I think understanding that the sensory of human nature is about science as well is going to be an incredible invitation to innovate. With all these labs, the kinds of things that you're doing here just excites me about what innovation is all about. And ultimately, you also have that big heart. It is what San Francisco really is. It's about us sharing not only prosperity, but sharing our talents with each other. And then in that sharing, in that collaboration, building on each other for success. I think you're giving here, you're already collaboration with the numerous nonprofits. You've named a few, and some of them are incredible, doing incredible work like the Women's Audio Mission, but also St. Anthony's, Glide. All of the agencies that you're touching want to be partners with the employees and the management of Dolby. And then I think after a year, if you don't find me at City Hall, and if I'm still the mayor, you'll probably find me at some cinema within walking distance. Because I'm excited to experience myself the new sensories of experience that millions of people all over the world, and I mean the world, and that's why I know Consul General Wren is here, because he would love this technology to be embraced in China, but all over the world, because this is what I think Dolby has a world-class brand, and they want to keep building a world experience at world-class levels. And this is why we as a city do what we do. This is why we're building a brand new entertainment arena in Mission Bay, so we can invite that kind of experience. This is why we invest in jazz centers. This is why people invest in our established, wonderful performing arts. But there's more art to come along Market Street. There's more investment, small businesses, large businesses. Every day, the hundreds of employees here are actually causing hundreds of more activities to be happening, so that you're going to probably find even more small shops that your impact will have. It isn't just the 700, it's what you impact along the way. This is what we envisioned when we did the Market Street. We wanted impact. We didn't want just companies' presence. We wanted it impactful so that we have a multiplier of many other things, so that people will walk into a Tenderloin museum because this is where things are happening. Or they'll go down to the arts organizations along Market Street and understand how homeless people are creating their own art so they can get back into a connection with our communities. or be in the South of Market area with all the incredible inventions and innovations going on, or have some of the best food along the way. I want you to know from my delivery today, not just an appreciation, but hopefully a vision of how we all want to work together. Because in this incredible gift is something that I think we can all touch and share. And I am going to try with Supervisor Kim and other supervisors to continue having Market Street be a gift for everyone and keep unwrapping gift after gift. Today it's Dolby and all the things that we do, but now we will effectuate other gifts that go along because I know this is going to be so impactful. I just wanted to explain how I was feeling before I go to the labs and before I visit, before I have incredible coffee at this wonderful open space that people will see and visualize. But I wanted to give you a sense that that's what Market Street was all about. That's what we wanted to have in the center of our great world-class city, was things that would be so impactful to the rest of the world. We have it right here. This is just an incredible gift. So thank you to the Dolbys. Thank you to Dolby Corporation. Thank you to the employees and all of their partners, nonprofit. And with that, let me officially declare this to be Dolby Day in San Francisco. Come on out, Kevin. Dagmar, would you come up too? Would you come up too? Great. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great, I love it. It's Dolby Day. Well, please join me, and let's open this building to the public. Let's cut this ribbon. Dagmar, Dave. Hi. What's your name?
Miguel.
Miguel? Nice to meet you. I'm Kevin.
Osan.
Osan, nice to meet you.
Tyler.
Tyrid?
Thailand.
Tylen. Nice to meet you. I'm Kevin.
Angel.
Angel, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us today. I probably need someone to hold this.
Where are the scissors?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they're supposed to be delivered soon.
Oh, all right. Assessor Carmen Chu's joined us. Are we ready?
Right here. Good, Dave. Right here. Good.
Okay. Would you like to do a countdown?
Yeah, should we do a countdown? That works. You like the countdown? Okay.
Kids, you know numbers.
Yeah, can you help us
We'll
count
start
down?
with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay! Welcome to the new home of Dolby Laboratories.